This is the night. This simple phrase is repeated by the exultet, that short musical piece that is sung around the lighting of the candle many, many times. This is the night. And anytime we hear something repeated in church, and whenever the church writes anything or gives us a prayer or gives us a hymn to sing, it is of great importance. This truly is the night. Why would the church want to emphasize those simple words? Why does it need to tell us that this is the night? Don't we understand? Aren't we all gathered here in the church tonight? Don't we at least have a glimpse of what is being said? Because the church understands all too well. The resurrection happened so long ago, and yet there is a hesitancy to believe the majesty, the grandeur, and the splendor of what is occurring and what continues to bear fruit for us today. This is the night. The church wants to remind us very vividly, without any shadow of a doubt, that this truly is a moment beyond any other, an occasion that eclipses anything else, because all of the sorrows that we experienced yesterday in Good Friday are but gone, because the Lord has truly been raised. This is the night on which He did that very thing. Even death and sin itself could not withstand the power of Jesus Christ. This truly is the night. My brothers and sisters, we come to this celebration each and every year, and it is a beautiful and solemn occasion, but we need to hear that news. And do we understand it? We heard from tonight's gospel how the women and how all of the disciples, they gather around the tomb, but they are confused. They don't quite know what has happened. They're astonished. They're amazed because they didn't quite understand. And maybe it's not just that they didn't understand. Maybe they were grappling with belief. My brothers and sisters, as we hear those simple words, this is the night, it renews something for us. This simple news of acclamation that Christ Jesus has been raised from the dead. We are given that reminder yet again. We need to hear those words with ears that are made new, that Christ indeed is not in the tomb any longer. He has been raised as He has promised. We need to hear the news again and again. But here's another thing for us to consider. Do we believe it? Do we let it change our hearts? And now, do we let it change our minds? Because notice what happens in the gospel. The disciples had all heard the news that Christ indeed would be raised. They had heard it time and time again. Jesus had not said this very silently, that He had said, yes, there is a crucifixion, but also there's a resurrection. But how hard-hearted they were, how slow to believe. And that simple question that comes up as the angels are speaking to the disciples that morning, why are you seeking the living amongst the dead? Did you not remember what Jesus said? That He indeed would be raised. And my brothers and sisters, this is something that we need to understand ourselves. Why do we seek the living amongst the dead? Why do we expect Christ to still be in the tomb? Why do we believe that death has still conquered Him? Now, that isn't to say that we don't believe in Easter necessarily, but we do sometimes let the sorrows of life, the different things that are disappointing, the sort of things that we have to struggle through, those start to threaten to eclipse the resurrection. Because many of us, my brothers and sisters, at this very moment, life seems like reality. That we have a lot of things that we're struggling through. Many of us have sorrows on our hearts, different circumstances beyond our control. And if that's not enough, we've got other situations to deal with as well. Our reality, we call it. That we're worried about the things going on at work. We're worried about the things going on within our families, within our homes, wherever we might be. That these things, they just threaten to cloud over our minds and almost to take away the joy of the resurrection as well. And maybe there's some anger. Maybe there's animosity. Maybe there's grudges. Maybe there are different things that are clouding our view of the tomb this very night. There might be a great many things that we're struggling with, my brothers and sisters. But understand that this night, it wants to set everything in perspective, because Jesus Christ has come and conquered the very thing that we should have feared, the thing that should have caused us the most joy, the most frustration in this life, the most anger, the most hurt, the most confusion in this life. Jesus has conquered it. And the thing that should have made us very fearful and filled with anxiety, the fact that after this world there was no place to go, no place good at least, the gates of heaven have been opened. Christ Jesus has opened them himself. My brothers and sisters, if we truly receive this news in the way that it is expected to impact us, it sets everything in context. It gives us a wider view. It helps us to understand that this night, this very night, it changes everything. We don't need to worry about what's going on at work. We don't need to worry about what's going on in our families, what's going wrong in the world around us, society at large, how culture seems to be in decline. We don't need to let this steal away our joy. We don't need to make this, we don't need to let this make us a people of despair. We need not become hopeless. Christ has conquered all. Because, my brothers and sisters, if we truly believe the resurrection and assent to it with lives of faith, nothing is worth worrying about any longer. Nothing is worth getting angry about. Nothing should upset us in this life. Because if everything goes wrong tomorrow, at the end of the day, we know that the gates of heaven are still open to us. That the worst of all evils, the worst of plagues, the worst of problems that we could have ever faced, Jesus has taken care of it. Do we believe that? Do we believe in the power of the resurrection, that it should fill our life with joy? Because at the end of the day, the kingdom of heaven is open to us, no matter what happens to us in this life. That we can expect to enter the halls of heaven if we are faithful through this life. Nothing should cause us hopelessness. Nothing should cause us despair any longer. Nothing should cause us animosity or angst in this life, or to struggle with all the things that are going on around us. Because if we truly believe in the power of the resurrection, then Jesus Christ has come to set us free, to give us joy, to give us peace, to give us reassurance that this is not the end. The cross was not the end, but this is merely the beginning. And tonight, my brothers and sisters, what a joy it is to see so many people that are actually assenting in lives of faith, that are saying they believe with hearts that are wide open to receiving the good news of this resurrection for the very first time. So many amongst us will be baptized in just a few short moments, and they will be given new life by the outpouring of water that will show us that Christ indeed has conquered sin and death, and he restores us to life. And those that have already been baptized are going to be received into the fullness of the church's life, because they recognize the Lord is calling them to receive the fullness of his grace that is being given to them in the beautiful sacrament of confirmation, and then their first reception of the Holy Eucharist. That they want to join in on this joy, the peace, and everything that the Lord is offering to them this very night. They are illustrations to us of the joy that we should manifest, my brothers and sisters, and not just for ourselves, but to the entire world. In the gospel accounts, whenever someone saw that Jesus indeed had been raised, did they just keep that in their heart of hearts? Did they leave well enough alone in those that were surrounding them? No, they did not. But we see the disciples, they saw the tomb was empty, and immediately they took that news to the world. They took it to the disciples, they took it to the apostles, they took it to anyone, and they did not care whether they would believe or not. They just simply left it up to them to decide if the news was too good to be true, or whether they should actually believe and let their heart and their life be changed. That they went and they told the whole world. My brothers and sisters, this is the night The church repeats that for us several times. Why? Because Jesus Christ has been raised. And if we truly allow it, this resurrection, it can change our lives. It can remove the sorrows from our midst, the anxieties and the fears that are plaguing us and holding us back, all of the things that discourage us and seem to make us as if we are hopeless. The resurrection, it looks past all those things. And it tells us this is the night to choose. Because the resurrection, it has happened. Christ has conquered sin and death. He has opened the gates of paradise to all believers. But this is the night, my brothers and sisters. Are we going to choose to live in the joy, the freedom, the peace, and the light? Because Jesus Christ has been raised. Now it's up to us to decide. Are we going to allow this to be the very night that changes the rest of our night? My brothers and sisters, the tomb is empty. The disciples went, they found no one. He has been raised as he promised.